And now let's shift focus to the elephant brokerage. The Israeli-owned global platform serves as secondary market for private tech shares, and it was declared to be one of the top 100 innovative companies in Europe in 2016. Joining us now with more is Chaim Schiff, co-founder of the elephant brokerage. Chaim, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us more about the elephant. What does it mean to be a secondary marketplace, actually?
Secondary marketplace is where sellers of private tech companies, the biggest names in the world, who have been sitting on these shares for sometimes even 10 years, and they want to meet the money. And these companies take a longer time for them to go public. It can now take 12 years, 15 years. They want to see, they want to buy a house, they want to buy a new car. On the other hand, and they understand that right now it's going to take some time. On the other hand, investors from all over the world read about these names every day in the news. They see the great progress, the great value, and they want to take a bite out of this, and they can't, because even when these companies raise funds in a funding round, you don't have access to it. So our marketplace is basically a meeting point for them to meet each other and for the sellers to sell their shares to the investors who want to tap into these great companies.
And how do you see the current market sentiment in private tech companies in light of the challenging public market?
So obviously when the public market has a negative sentiment, it affects the private companies as well. It goes hand in hand. But the process there takes a longer time. On the other hand, we're seeing that the sellers adapted to it very quickly. The pricing has adjusted very quickly. They understand that they need to give the protection that the investors are looking for. The investors, on the other hand, understand that there are great opportunities for them to get on the cap table and join these great companies, access that companies were not willing to give beforehand. And so for them, this is a great opportunity. So we're happy because we have a decade-long experience in this market. We're seeing things going back to basics. And for us, this is a good shift.
And do you see any difference in the approach of tech companies towards secondary transactions?
Yes, absolutely. These companies have gotten used to the idea that they need to give liquidity solutions to their early shareholders, to their employees before they go public. It also takes the pressure off of them to go public. During the last few years, they had two channels, which were when they raised funds, some of it went to secondary transactions. And the other way for them was to go public, and a lot of companies actually went public. Public markets are closed right now till further notice. When investors want to come in and invest in the companies, they want the money to go and be used by the companies to work and not to give liquidity to their employees or to early investors. So the companies understand that they need to be more cooperative and more collaborative with secondary solutions, and we're seeing that a lot of times now companies are actually approaching us to build a liquidity program for them.
Yes, and Chaim, looking at people who aren't very familiar with these subjects and in general, what do you offer people who want to buy stocks but they feel like they can't? I mean, do you have anything to offer them?
That's a great question. I mean, we're meeting with investors all the time, and a lot of times they say, we understand the potential, we're seeing these great companies. How do we know to pick, the right ones? So for them, we're launching right now an institutional-grade secondary fund. We've put together an amazing investment committee with investment experts with great experience. And for them, this could be a great opportunity to diversify their portfolio, to have professional people run these investments for them, and that can be a right solution for them.
So we're calling them to come and do it. It's a great solution.
In due time.
Thank you very much, Chaim, for being with us.
Thanks, Amit.
Hi, everyone. It's Emmanuel Kadosh. I wanted to invite you all to subscribe to ILTV Plus, where you can find our daily news and updates about Israel. And not only that, but live feeds, entertainment, our kosher food show, and so much more. Needless to say, your subscription to ILTV Plus helps us grow and create more content while also supporting the state of Israel. Our app is available on all platforms and devices, so I'll see you guys there.